Dear Rector, dear professors, dear students, and dear families. And let me start by welcoming the families. We are very happy that you are here today to share this graduation day with us. I know the sacrifices you families have done so that the students could be with us in the last 9 months. So thank you so much. This is also a festivity for all of you. Thank you for coming. Nine months have passed since we organized the opening ceremony. You remember? It wasn't here. It was in the Concertgebäude with the President of the European Parliament, my friend Antonio Tajani. And I told you that day that this 9th month would be months of study. Were they months of study? Yes, fine. Months of learning a lot of things, but also months of meeting other people, meeting students coming from other European and non-European countries. And this is the real spirit of Bruges. You know, when the college was founded in the late 40s, early 50s, by a compatriot of mine, Salvador de Madariaga, his idea was the same idea that developed Jean Monnet. In order to avoid wars, we need people to work together, to know each other. And this is the real spirit of Bruges. You know, some 30 years ago, a prime minister, a British prime minister, a lady, came and gave a speech. And in the UK, they talk about the spirit of Bruges in a Eurosceptic way. Let me tell you that the spirit of Bruges is not Eurosceptic at all. And you've known the spirit of Bruges. It's a spirit of knowing that in Europe, either we are united or we're not going to have a place in the world. Either we find the ways to work together, or the future will not be bright for all of us. Paul-Henri Spaak used to say that in Europe there aren't bigger and smaller states. All states are small. The difference is that some of them know it, some of them do not know it. But I'm completely sure that in these 9 months you have learned the spirit of Bruges. And I could sense it yesterday. Yesterday I attended this competition of yours, the boat competition. It was the first time I came to this competition, and the rector had told me, you will see, it's fine, but all boats will sink. It was not the case, dear rector. No one sank. And what I could see is the friendship among the people, the students participating, the competitiveness, but also the joy. It reminds me of some words of Saint Paul to Timothée. Je vais le dire aussi en français parce que je dois utiliser quand même la langue française, qui est aussi une langue officielle à Bruges, pour dire je fais les bons combats, j'ai gagné la bataille, mais surtout, ce que j'aime bien dans ces mots de Saint Paul, j'ai gardé la joie dans mon cœur. La joie dans votre cœur. Voilà ce que j'ai vu hier, la joie dans votre cœur. Donc, c'est vrai, vous avez passé 9 mois à travailler, à bien travailler, je suis convaincu. Je suis convaincu aussi que les qualifications seront bonnes. J'ai entendu des bruits que cette promotion Manuel Marín est une très grande promotion de haute qualité. Et demain, on verra. Je suis convaincu que vous ne oublierez jamais cet esprit de Bruges, cet esprit de travailler pour l'Europe, de partager des valeurs et des principes. And for me, this is also a special occasion for 2 reasons. The first reason is that my niece Clara was part, or is part, of the Manuel Marín promotion. Well, she looks at me horrified, yeah. And that's the main reason. But there's another one. For you, 9 months have passed. For me, 10 years since I took over from Jean-Luc Dehaene as president of the college. And after 10 years, I have to find a successor. And my duty, I always thought, was to find a successor better than me. And with great joy, I can tell you that yesterday, the Administrative Council approved the election of Herman Van Rompuy, who was president who, as you know, was not only the Prime Minister of Belgium, but also the first president of the European Council. And the students that will come here in November will have the opportunity to listen to Herman Van Rompuy, the first president of the European Council, and the opening speech will be done by Donald Tusk, the president of today's European Council. So you'll see that the time for Bruges is as sunny as today. Let me tell you that I fully understand your sentiments. You are happy to have finished, but you will find some nostalgia in your heart when you leave. This is also the two feelings I share with you. And I want to wish you, in this joyful joy of your graduation, good luck, and never forget the spirit of Bruges. Thank you so much.
Dear President Mendes de Vigo, dear Inigo, dear students of the Manuel Marín promotion, dear colleagues, dear family members and guests, I wish now also to welcome you on my side to this closing ceremony of the 2018-19 academic year. In many respects, this ceremony marks the culminating point of the year. It marks the passage of you, students of the Manuel Marín promotion, to the life after the college, to all the opportunities, private and professional, which are waiting for you, so to speak, outside of this place. When you leave, you will have the academic year at the college behind you. It's both an ending and it's a departure, a new departure, with the emotion of this being the moment when you are all together assembled for the last time as students of the Manuel Marín promotion. So I can assure you that also for us, members of staff, it's an emotional moment, because over the whole year we got very used to you, and we know we are all going to be here together for the last time this afternoon. This year's ceremony is rendered even more special than usual, I would say, because of 3 reasons. The first is the presence of our President of the Administrative Council, Inigo Mendes de Vigo, the first time ever that the President of the Administrative Council has agreed to join us on this occasion. It allows me also to add, I will not, Inigo, give another long speech about your merits, that over his 10 years in office, he has presided over many important developments for the college, in terms of introduction of new study programs, the completion of the Wervesteig extension, expansion of the student numbers. And invariably, I can only say your support has been very important, very constructive. And I know it was not always easy, because combining this function with being a member of the government with several ministerial responsibilities was surely not always easy. Inigo, many thanks for being with us and for all you have done for the college. The second point why this is a special occasion is because we are going to proceed today with the graduation of the first cohort of students of our 2-year master program in Transatlantic Affairs, program offered jointly with the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy in Medford, Massachusetts. This program, I would like to state it here again publicly, is the only fully integrated joint master program between a US institution and a European institution. There are lots of double master programs, but this is a fully integrated program with a single diploma, with a single exam mechanisms and joint supervision of master theses and many other elements which are really quite distinctive. This program has a chance of attracting an exceptionally motivated first small cohort of students who have, I can now say this with full confidence because we had the deliberation of the results this morning, students who have done really exceedingly well. In recognition of the program's own identity, because it's the first 2-year master program of the college, and it's the first one offered jointly with a partner institution, the governing bodies of the two institutions have decided to award the name of a class patron to this first graduating class. And in agreement with the colleagues from the Fletcher School, this first cohort will bear the name of Benjamin Franklin class to honor, so to say, the first promotion. So all my congratulations ahead to this particular group of students. I would like to add that the college could not have a better partner on the other side of the Atlantic than the Fletcher School. All our cooperation has been very constructive. We have learned a lot, I think, also about different cultures on the academic side. And I would like to salute here the presence of Laurie Hurley, Associate Dean of the Fletcher School, who has agreed to join us today. Laurie, warm welcome to you. The college would, and here I come to the third reason why this is a special occasion, would not be what it is, surely not be what it is, without its alumni, which give to it so much life and recognition also in the outside world. The president of the Alumni Association will address us a few minutes later, Michaela Shimakova. But I would like to mention today the presence of two of our very distinguished alumni. In the first place, Dame Helen Wallace, who is not only, of course, an alumna of the college, who has taught at the college many years, some time past, but also has had a fundamental influence on the development of European studies in the United Kingdom, in Europe, and in the world. Very warm welcome to you, Helen, and thanks for helping us with a video on the history of the college today. Thank you, Helen. And then I continue immediately by actually also warmly welcoming Margaritis Schinas, chief spokesperson of the European Commission, who is not here in an official capacity, but because his son has been one of yours during this year. And it's so nice to see that the spirit of the college is transmitted within the same families. So Helen and Margaritis, we are very proud of you. Welcome to this ceremony. Now, you students of the Manuel Marín promotion, who are on the point of becoming alumni of the college, you are truly privileged. In the first place, you are privileged because you have become part of a unique community of students, which you have given life to during this year, increasingly. You have created this community by working and also living together on a day-by-day basis, by opening your minds to the over 30 different nationalities with which you have lived together here in Bruges this year. You have brought, each of you, your own experiences, your culture, your background, your different outlook on things. And you have broken down the barriers between the different mentalities, cultures. You have reached out to each other. You have done a lot of things together. And you have shown tolerance to different opinions. You have shown tolerance to different cultural specificities. So this is really a work which you have done, a very constructive, very necessary, very positive work, and you have created a community through that. This has created, I think, a spirit of a real European and transnational community. And this is the essence of the esprit du collège in terms of living together. You have created it, you have experienced it, and here comes the privilege. You will take it with you, and it will stay with you for the whole of your life. That is something very special. Second element of privilege, you have benefited from what we consider a unique study offer. We, of course, try to combine the best expertise available from different professional backgrounds. You have had this year 213 visiting professors on top of the full-time faculty here at the college. And this means that you have benefited really from a wide array of different perspectives also. More academic, more professional, sometimes very much mixed. You have had your fair share of distinguished speakers. The President has mentioned that it started very well with President Tajani. But you have had a lot of other distinguished speakers during the year. One has to be frank, the knowledge which we have tried to transfer to you through the different study programs will no doubt get over time outdated. European and international affairs evolve fast, and a lot of this knowledge which we have painfully tried to transfer and which has been painfully tested in the exams during the last few weeks will become outdated. But what will not outdate is a capacity you have acquired to analyze challenges from a cross-border perspective, from a transnational European perspective, and not only to analyze challenges, but also to think about solutions in a constructive, cross-border, transnational approach. You have certainly also gained in additional negotiation skills, sometimes through simulation games, sometimes because you had to negotiate the organization of parties, multinational parties, which also require skills, for sure. You have improved your argumentation skills, and all this will, I think, enable you, we believe it will enable you to work constructively for solutions to the many complex transnational problems within Europe, but also in relations between Europe and its major partners on the international level. And this in whatever professional career you choose, be it in the public sector or in the private sector. As one alumnus told me once, the main benefit in the long term of having been at the college, apart from the community experience, is not the factual knowledge, but a specific, as he called it, college mindset in terms of looking constructively, imaginatively, and flexibly at cross-border challenges. This is also a privilege for you to take away with you this specific college mindset. And I must say that I'm already looking forward to future meetings with anciens when you will tell us and my colleagues how this has benefited you and the work you're doing in your respective careers. Third privilege is a privilege to have spent a year in one of the most beautiful cities of Europe. And this beautiful city of Europe, just this week, has actually shown how much it has appreciated your presence here in Bruges by all naming you honorary citizens of the city of Bruges. I said it earlier this week when there was a ceremony in the town hall. I do not know about any other academic institution which benefits from its students being made honorary citizens right away after graduation. This is very special. And I'm sure, as I indicated earlier also, you will take a lot of memories back to where you are now going from this very romantic city with all the changing colors over the year, the little streets where you had to find your way, and with some additional acquired skills such as evading fast bicycles, etc. But I would not go deeper into this. So you take this with you as well, this special link with the city. And fourthly, and this may sound a bit materialistic to add, you have also been privileged because of the taxpayer support which has enabled you to do the studies here in Bruges. I like to emphasize this each year, that thanks to the European Union budget and thanks to the contributions of the two host countries and other member states who contribute to the budget, we can actually, even if we have to charge where there is no scholarship available, a level of study and accommodation fees which amounts only to half of the real cost of a student here at the college, which is actually double of the fee level. And this means that there are taxpayers who think it's very important that you have come to the college, that you go through this experience. It's also, in a sense, a mandate to actually say, well, we consider these College of Europe students worthy of the investment so that later they render a positive contribution back to their societies and countries. So this is also a privilege which not many have. Now, I will stop with privileges and then will immediately say that you have also done a lot to merit these privileges. First of all, here one has to mention, and the President also already referred to it, this has been an intensive year in terms of the pressures of very demanding programs. We had just gone through the second exam phase, and I think we have tortured you a fair bit in this context. Not for the sake of torturing, but because, of course, we want to make sure that you leave with the best level of knowledge and skills and that we protect the reputation of the college. You had to master new fields of study, certainly a lot of new subjects. You had to cope with the very different teaching styles of our professors. So from one class to another, you might have had a professor who prefers ex cathedra teaching and might not ask you almost any question, to a professor in the next class who will start with questions. And some of you might say, good, I don't know yet anything, and already I'm asked questions by the professor. And on purpose, we do not harmonize teaching techniques, because we think that the different teaching techniques, the different ways how to transmit knowledge, how to interact, is part of the diversity of European cultures and can also be very useful when it comes to you having to transmit ideas and to engage in exchanges. But this is a challenge. Our professors this year have come from over 20 different countries, both from academia and professional backgrounds, and surely you have had the experience of this diversity. And on top of that, as we all know, we have 2 official languages, 2 teaching languages, and you have been at a bilingual institution. So this has required a lot of effort. And all my respect, that you have carried it through to the end now. But you are also, I think, you are merit the different privileges I've mentioned because of the many additional tasks and activities you have carried out during the year. Each year, anew, as a rector, I'm amazed by the range of additional initiatives students at the college take. They go through international competitions, which are very work-intensive to prepare. We have created a lot of student working parties, debating groups, and I would in particular mention the fact that in all of this, you have still found time to engage in and dedicate to charity causes. Your Phoenix Cafe team sold over the year thousands of coffees and cakes to students and staff and donated your profits to the Pleegzorg Vlaanderen, which supports families looking after vulnerable children, teenagers or adults with serious disabilities. Your charity team organized the Run for Charity, the selling of candles and cookies, and organized a quiz in favor of Europe's all too many refugees in need. I could prolong the list. I only give these two major examples. I have to say, we here at the college are particularly proud of your charity work, as it demonstrates that in spite of your relatively privileged life here at the college, as students of the college, all this does not let you not to forget the many sides of misery and distress in the outside world. And last but not least, I would also like to say that all your numerous parties, of which occasionally I am informed about, especially if there were complaints by the neighbors, yes, you hear me. All your numerous parties, national and other, also counts, I think, amongst your merits. Because for all of those, you had to find additional time still to all the other activities. You had to organize, to work together, to arrange schedules. Sometimes you have been very successful in attracting very senior speakers for the activities you have organized in the context of the national days and weeks. And this requires also an intense effort. And it's very much part of the life, student life here at the college. So my respect for this as well. And yes, this is part of your merit. So, yes, you are privileged, but you have also merited it to be. But let us now spare a thought for those many who have helped you to get there. One of the reasons why in 2014 we decided at the college to open the closing ceremony to your parents, potentially other family members, has also been to give to your families credit for what they have done for you. By providing, and perhaps in many cases awakening, an early interest in European affairs, in advanced studies, by nurturing this interest, and in the end, in many cases also by making financial sacrifices for the enabling of you to study before and here at the college. The President said it already. Let me repeat it also on my side. We at the college are deeply grateful for the commitment and for the sacrifices made by your families to enable you to be here. Thank you to you, parents present. I wish also to thank here, and I'm sure you will join me on that, all those at the college who have tried their best to make this year as fruitful and enjoyable experience for you as possible. First of all, my thanks go to the members of the academic corps, the directors, coordinators, full-time and part-time professors and visiting professors, the academic assistants also, who went to great lengths to support you well beyond mere class obligations, the head of the academic office and his colleagues who had to answer an avalanche of questions and deal with many special cases, your student affairs officers who on many occasions, and I can testify to this, defended your case in dealings with me when there were some special arrangements to be made or some special cases to be dealt with. So you had very loyal supporters on the side of the student affairs office. The director and staff members of the library, where you spend a fair amount of time, right? I think you did, yes. The staff of the residences, and in particular, the residence staff inside of the residences. Now, I cannot any longer use I use the expression residence staff because I was told I cannot any longer speak of residence ladies, which was the traditional expression, so I would be suspected of sexism if I say residence ladies, but we all know who it is, and we all, so to say, are certainly most grateful what they did do in the residence to help you. I would also like to mention some services which may have been less day-to-day visible. The IT service, who enables us today also to have this special ceremony with due IT support. The communications office, which deals with marketing, finance, and personnel. Quite a number of these administrators are not too visible normally to you. I would like to mention it. But I would like to single out this year for special consideration and special recognition the chef and staff of the kitchen, who, like Peter Jan, who sadly left us this year, tried to cook for all the different tastes, which is not easy with so many different nationalities. And I would like to use this also to commemorate the several years of dedication of Peter Jan in the kitchen to actually the work at the college. So, please. Quand on vient aux remerciements, c'est là on dit que normalement que la fin d'un discours s'approche. Et assez souvent, la fin est déjà attendue parce que l'orateur parle trop, c'est peut-être mon cas. Mais permettez-moi de vous demander encore votre patience pour 3 points supplémentaires et finales. Le premier, c'est que par tradition, la cérémonie de clôture est utilisée pour l'annonce du prochain patron de promotion. C'est avec grand plaisir que j'annonce qu'on aura pour l'année académique prochaine comme pas patronne, Hannah Arendt, Hannah Arendt, qui est une des plus grandes politologues et philosophes politiques du XXe siècle, qui, à travers ses écrits sur les origines du totalitarisme, la dynamique des révolutions et la dignité et les défis de la condition humaine, nous a laissé un message très fort concernant le risque que nous courons en Europe et partout dans le monde avec la montée de l'obscurantisme et l'absence d'engagement moral et de pensée critique. Le deuxième point est une dernière pensée pour votre patron de promotion, Manuel Marín. Son regard ferme et un peu exhortant vous ont suivi toute l'année du haut des posters du du collège, sur le mur du collège. Je me permets de penser que votre patron aurait bien apprécié le fait d'avoir donné son nom à une promotion qui, durant cette année-ci, a fait preuve de voir la construction européenne au-delà des logiques politiques, économiques, juridiques et institutionnelles, comme une union vivante des valeurs de communauté et de solidarité. Le terme solidarité était très important pour Manuel Marín. Vous ferez honneur à son nom en montrant dans votre carrière, votre vie future, la détermination de vous investir dans une coopération transfrontalière et une construction européenne qui demande un engagement constant et toujours innovant. Now let me come to my really last point. I would like to finish with giving you a motto on your way, which is really linked to this city, which you are now honorary citizens of. I borrow it from Louis de Ruthuis, a Bruges patrician and one of the first truly European diplomats, who ended his life in 1492, the year of the so-called discovery of America, in his palace just 200 meters from the Pont-Henri Spaak building. His motto was, plus est en vous, there is more in you. Take this with you from your year at the college. There is now more in you, not only more knowledge and skills, which should help you very much with your future careers and responsibilities, but also because of the different mindset which I've mentioned. This now more in you. Please, and here I would appeal to you, please make others, make your societies, make your countries and your future work environment fully benefit from it. To do so is more important than ever at a time when we see a bit everywhere the re-emergence of those who try to seduce us by apparently simple solutions to social, economic and political challenges which in reality are really complex and require really complex responses. Those who propose simple national solutions to problems which are essentially, such as the environment, essentially transnational solutions and require transnational responses. And those who try to resurrect or newly introduce borders against anyone or anything perceived as foreign or simply not easily comprehensible or manageable. These are les faux prophètes, the false prophets, that create at best temporary false hopes and reassurances, and at worst, perilous misperceptions, hate, and the return of those dividing lines drenched in blood, whose remnants we have visited in September when going on Flanders Fields. As students of the college, in which there is now more after this year, you know better. And never forget that one should act in line with what one believes in and what one knows. Last but not least, there is also, at the end of this year, more in you because you're part of this community I referred to at the beginning. There will surely be, as in any life, lots of personal and professional challenges. Some of those may be difficult to surmount. But if you face these challenges, one positive thing you can always tell yourself, you are part of this experience of the college, of this college community, and plus est en vous, and I hope it will help you all to surmount whatever challenges in the future you will meet. Thank you very much.
Director Monar, dear President Mendes de Vigo, Directors of Studies, dear professors, dear Wallace, dear Mr. Schinas, dear staff, dear students of the College of Europe here in Bruges and in Natolin, chers amis. Today is an amazing day. We are celebrating achievements, dedication, and lifelong friendships, as well as your passion for Europe, passion of the new generation of the College of Europe students, you all united here today and in Attelin. And of course, your successful completion of the academic year. We are here to celebrate l'esprit du collège. Let me upload the entire Marín promotion and your beloved ones, and all those who have given you their support during this life-changing, but also, I imagine, often challenging experience. It is my honor to address for the second time such a distinguished group of young professionals, and on behalf of the alumni community on this unique occasion, I would like to share a few thoughts why I firmly believe, especially in the times that are uncertain, that the future is yours. It is also a great pleasure to be here today with a promotion that is named after our dear alumnus, Manuel, Marín, who has undoubtedly marked the vibe of your year. May it remain your inspiration for your future endeavors. It is also with a great happiness to learn that Hannah Arendt will underpin the spirit of the next promotion as patronne. I'm confident her patronage will reinforce the sense of shared values and identity even further. I would like to welcome this decision in terms of diversity and equality that we also shall celebrate today. At present, maybe you might start to feel a little bit nostalgic. If that's the case, let me put things right. This journey is not ending, nothing is over, actually. Instead, a new adventure is beginning, as this exciting community life at the college that you had experienced during the last few months is going to continue very much after the college. In fact, it will never leave you. You will see. Moreover, having chosen to live a European life, we all have the responsibility and the mission to tell our own story of Europe, and therefore proudly embody what Europe stands for, no matter where in the world we are. As most of you soon will be leaving the academic environment, the next will simply become more challenging and real, in a sense that now it's your turn to use what you have gained at the college to actively shape the world out there. So what comes next? Of course, after the well-deserved summer break. There is no doubt I will be seeing many of you, and I will continue hearing a lot about your future successes. And of course, successes of today. Therefore, as a matter of a little encouragement, I would like to take this opportunity to share with you the following. Be fearless, but kind and compassionate, and do not hesitate to reach out for advice. In the challenging era of growing geopolitical uncertainties and stakes, cyber, artificial intelligence, machine learning, lead by example, think innovation, but also diversity and integrity, whilst remaining sensitive to mainstreaming and inspiring others about European values. In particular, democracy and human rights, inclusion and gender equality, rule of law and freedom. Now allow myself a few words about the vibrant community, alumni community, and what you can expect from this big family as you are soon becoming members. The foundation of the Alumni Association dates almost back to the start of the college itself, and today comprises of almost 14,000 anciens. And is known, of course, for its richness of different cultures, backgrounds, career paths, and all this richness is united through the unique college experience. Indeed, our primary raison d'être is that the famous l'esprit du collège continues. As the community grows, our activities and initiatives expand, both in Brussels and beyond, worldwide. And you, officially becoming alumni of the college today, will join us and stay alumni for life, no matter where you are. We connect alumni across the world, promotions, generations, and across the two campuses, because for us there is only one alumni community. With this, we foster friendly relations and mutual help among alumni, as for instance, through our activities in support of scholarship fundraising, but also mentoring program. And we want to do more. Despite being a simple group of volunteers, we have organized and will continue to organize many different debates, workshops, roundtables, networking events, in partnership with different entities, diplomatic missions, and so on, both in Brussels and beyond. As a little teaser for you today, already this autumn we will organize a meetup networking drinks, edition Welcome in Brussels, Marín promotion, so stay tuned. We are also responsible for legendary graduation anniversary dinners every 5 years. Stay tuned, time goes fast. But there is more than that. Whilst our thematic group, which you are welcome to join or initiate, focus on different thematic areas of interest, our alumni regional groups, which are now present in more than 15 countries, including a very lively group in London, meet regularly to celebrate the cause of Europe worldwide. And you can easily get in touch with them when traveling. Connecting has never been this easy, in fact, thanks to the alumni online community, which is a dynamic and interactive platform that offers many useful features for you to explore and benefit even after the graduation. For this academic year, we granted you a full membership. This means you had a full access to all the tools and features. And I hope you will continue to make the best out of this little magic that empowers us as well. Furthermore, our aim is to assist recently graduated alumni like you on their career path. To this end, we are very proud to continue our alumni mentoring program, and thank you to all who have supported it in the room, and we'll continue to professionalize and strengthen it. Equally, we organize a lot of casual networking meetups and professional skills workshops, and have launched Welcome in Brussels Information Hub to create further connections between alumni and young graduates. What is probably the most visible in your mailbox, probably already now, is our weekly career newsletter, and also a dedicated LinkedIn group, Careers LinkedIn group, which often includes exclusive job offers from alumni themselves. So I would like to invite you again, make the best out of this. Finally and importantly, the association will remain your link with the college, as we represent the alumni community, you as well, in its statutory organs. And today I have also one additional task to announce the first prize. But before that, let me wish you all the best from top of my heart for your future endeavors, and welcome you, bienvenue, dans la communauté des anciens, the Collège-d'Europe. Coming to the very end, I'm very honored to announce today the creation of Martin Sawyer Prize. This May, Martin Sawyer, IRD alumnus of the Copernicus promotion, passed away after a long fight against cancer at the age of 37. Franco-German, committed to the European project, he was a brilliant political scientist and economist. Working for some time also at the central bank until he had to stop. Following the request of his family to create a European project related to a subject that was dear to him, his college friends and colleagues mobilized to create this prize. So the very first laureate of the award has chosen an intriguing topic. Concretely, can money save the rule of law? The feasibility of rule of law conditionality in the next EU multi-annual financial framework. That's the title of the winning thesis, which was supervised by Professor Sasha Garben. I'd like to congratulate to Martin Akoli from the Law Department, winner of the Martin Sawyer Prize.
So, first of all, my thanks to Michaela for having addressed us on behalf of the Alumni Association and also for having announced a new prize created by the alumni. It's a very moving initiative on the side of the alumni. We now come to the award part of this ceremony with the existing prizes. And I would like to start with the laureates, so the best performing students of each of the programs. So the first to announce, I have the pleasure that Laura Balke congratulations. Beste Student in ja. You give it to her. Yes. That's the one.
Congratulations. Excellent.
So, I think the applause drowned a little bit that Laura is the best performing student of the politics department. So the reference to the politics department was, I think, a bit missing. We move to the best student of the economics department, Eugenia Brandimarte. And I'll give the honor to the President to hand it over.
Congratulations. There you are.
Five. So we move to the laureate of the law department, Celia Shelley. All my bombers, congratulations. That's a photo with the President. So, and in the IRD department, the prize of the laureate goes to Mark Hemskerk. No, first. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Hello, just one photo. Oh. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's get it. So, and then the first time ever laureate of the MATA program. Best MATA student of this year, Laura Schimmichen, Sorry. Congratulations. Warmest congratulations. And the President will be pleased. You need the and the photo. All the best. So what now follows is a range of prizes which are generously awarded by various supporters of the college. And I would like to start with the Amphory Award for the best thesis on EU trade policy. And the prize will be presented by Mr. Milan Paji.
Dear Mr. President, dear Rector, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, staff members of college, students, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to see that IRD still knows how to party the best. Standing ovations. It is my real pleasure to be back in Bruges after 7 years and to give this thesis prize. Ironically, I myself have scored only 14 out of 20 points, but these are the little life's inconsistencies. So just quickly, Amphory is a global business association promoting trade and sustainable development, which is the reason why we wanted to support the college in financing studies into this and research into this very important EU competence, which I'm sure Professor Stuhl will agree with me, if not one of the most important competences at the moment. I must say that the expectations have been surpassed year after year with so many innovative and great ideas coming up from the students. And this year's prize goes to a very, very insightful thesis that struck a chord with us through the depth of the research on that quantified the changes in services trade in the hypothetical, let's hope for now, Polish exit from the EU. Therefore, I wish to congratulate Ms. Magdalena Lomacka, who is unfortunately not in Bruges today, but she will be receiving the prize on Tuesday.
The next prize to be awarded is the Baye Latour Award for the best thesis on EU-China relations, presented by my colleague, Professor Jing Men. Jing, please.
Up till now, I see a lot of girls got the award. Since 2008, Baye Latour Foundation decided to provide an award to the thesis, which is the best one in the field of EU-China relations. So in 2009, it was the first time we offered this award to a student, and now it's 2019. It has been 10 years. Every year I'm here to announce the winner of the award. So this year, in fact, which is different from the previous years, is that it's the first time that a student from the law department to get this award. And it is a boy. And the title of the thesis is EU's Trade Defense Instruments Against State-Induced Market Distortion in China. Where there is a will, there is a way. The winner of the thesis is Hao Yangyan. I forgot to mention the award is 1,000 euro.
Now, for the next awards, I can actually say I will speak in plural, because my much esteemed friend and colleague, Professor Massimo Merola, has the honor to announce basically two prizes. The first is the Best Friends Award for the best thesis on competition law in the digital age. And the second is a Global Competition Law Center Prize for the best thesis on competition law and policy. Massimo, the floor is all yours, and thanks for shouldering a double time.
Well, thank you, Rector and Mr. President. It's a pleasure to be here again and to see all of my students for not the last time, but another time today. I would like to present two prizes. The first is the prize from the Best Friends law firms. Best Friends is much more than a network. It's an alliance of independent law firms based in Brussels, including Slaughter & May from the UK, Bredt & Pratt from France, Engler & Müller from Germany, Uria Menendez from Spain, De Brauw from the Netherlands, and Bonelli Erede from Italy. It's my pleasure to announce the winner of this thesis, but before announcing the winner, I would like to say something on why we decided to select this thesis. The thesis covers a topic which is currently at the heart of the debate between competition authorities across the world, the extent to which major online platforms should be able to give preferential treatments to their own products or services when they are in competition with other entities using the same platforms. We recommend the thesis for delving deep into these issues, providing a critical analysis of the position taken so far by competition authorities and elaborate on possible new avenues to address this issue. So the winner, the author of this thesis and winner of our prize is Mr. Florian Joniot. Maintenant, pour le deuxième prix, je n'ai pas un vainqueur à annoncer aujourd'hui, car le prix du Global Competition Law Center, le Global Competition Law Center est le centre de recherche en droit et économie de la concurrence du Collège d'Europe, qui a été institué en 2004. Et depuis quelques ans, nous attribuons le prix à la meilleure thèse en droit ou économie de la concurrence. Le processus de choix, de sélection du vainqueur est assez long. Nous avons franchi la première étape et maintenant nous avons une deuxième lecture des mémoires qui ont été présélectionnés et les gagnants, les vainqueurs seront annoncés lors de la conférence annuelle du Global Competition Law Center qui se tiendra en janvier 2020. Donc la suspense reste.
Well, let me add that the fact that the process is en cours and will take more time shows the thoroughness of the work done by the Global Competition Law Center. So it's all to your credit, Cher Massimo. We move to the Burson, Kohn and Wolf Prize for the best thesis on the role of non-governmental actors in EU policymaking, presented by Preto Bertaccia.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very glad to be back home with you today as an alumnus of the Chopin promotion to present the Burson, Kohn and Wolf Prize for the best thesis on the role of non-governmental actors in EU policymaking. On behalf of Burson, Kohn and Wolf, I would like to thank the college for this long-lasting partnership, which is meant to be a link between the students' professional and academic lives. As you might know already, Burson, Kohn & Wolf, which is formerly Burson Marsteller, is an award-winning public affairs and communication consultancy We are based in Brussels, but we have a network of offices in the EMEA region and worldwide. And what we do, we help companies in influence the implementation and development of EU policies through lobbying and communication campaigns. We are around 70 consultants from 20 different nationalities, and a number of them from the College of Europe. We were pleased to be able to read and select the thesis that best reflects what we do in our daily job, namely facilitating the interaction between the society and decision makers and analyzing these interactions. This year's winning thesis touches upon a topic we have intensively worked on for a few months last year, namely copyright. It illustrates mature and creative thinking, together with an analytical approach. I'm proud to announce that this year Barson Conan Wolf's thesis prize goes to La fin d'Internet, Analyse comparée des stratégies d'influence, which was written, as a lot of you already know apparently, by Arthur Tréguet.
So we move now to the next prize, which is the prize of the European External Action Service award for the best thesis on EU external relations, presented by Mrs. Marta Madej. Please, and thanks for.
Hello. Dear President, Director Manuel, dear professors, dear students, let me first of all congratulate you all on your graduation. I'm sure that now a brilliant and maybe challenging career is waiting for you. The doors are open now. I also would like to pass the salutations and congratulations from my fellow colleagues from the selection panel to all the participants in the award. The theses submitted to us this year were of a quality. There were quite interesting topics, some new topics, very interesting analyses and recommendations as well. So we struggled, and we spoke for a long time, in fact, trying to reach an agreement. As you know, the reward is a 5 months paid traineeship at the European External Action Service. It is a great opportunity to get to know how our institution works and to get to know its spirit. I think it's quite a challenging environment, but very, very interesting, certainly. And we want to offer this opportunity to the author of the thesis titled, I will read it because it's quite a long title, The Nexus Between Development Cooperation and Migration, an analysis of EU support to 3 sub-Saharan countries aiming at curbing irregular migration to the EU. And the author is Emeric Lovas.
Thanks very much. We move to, again, different field. I have now the pleasure to announce Mr. Janusz Kopac, who will announce the award holder of the Energy Community Award for the best thesis on European energy governance. Please. Thanks for that.
Thank you, Rector. Thanks, distinguished guests, and of course, dear students. Congratulations on that wonderful day. Energy Community Award for the best thesis on European energy governance are this year. I will first tell the name, and please applaud because the lady is not here. And you will, I think everything is done in European spirit. The winner is Miss Emma Vermunicht. But what is special is that Emma is Flemish, but she studies in Natolin, and she's even the student president of Natolin campus. We, the selection committee in the energy community, selected her work because it is named, not only because of title, but because it's good and because we need it. And it is called European Union Emission Trading Scheme and the Art of Policy Learning. I have to say that energy community is practically the only pan-European organization in energy sphere and is apart from European Economic Area, European Union, the only acquis area. It consists of European Union as one member and 9 neighboring countries, 6 Western Balkan and countries, Ukraine, Moldova and Georgia, and all these are acquis countries. They oblige themselves, based on the treaty, which is not so long as Lisbon Treaty, a little bit shorter, it's called Athens Treaty, to respect acquis in certain areas. And this is a problem because acquis is a complex system which cannot be respected only partly, it has to be all-inclusive. And emission trading scheme is not relevant in energy community area, and this makes some problems which we will have to overcome. Hopefully, with this policy learning from Emma, the award is 3 months internship in Vienna. Monthly remuneration is 1,611 euros. Emma is not with us. This is why I suggest that we 3 take a picture and send it to her. And welcome Emma to Vienna.
So we now move to a first award, because I'm very happy also to announce that the European Court of Auditors has created for the first time a Thesis Award for college students. And I'm very happy that Ms. Annemarie Turtelbaum, member of the European Court of Auditors, has agreed to come in person to hand over the prize. Thanks very much. Welcome.
Thank you, Rector, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. We are also very happy that we signed this MOU among the European Court of Auditors and the College of Europe. As we know, the rule of law is a fundamental European value, and it's getting nowadays more attention for, I think, the right reasons. We, as European Court of Auditors, also expressed our opinion on this proposal of the European Commission, because rule of law is not only a judicial issue, but also the cornerstone of sound financial management in the European Union. So the thesis that we selected raises the right questions and brings up an original perspective. That's the reason that I'm delighted to give the first prize of the European Court of Auditors. The title of the topic of the thesis was "Can Money Save the Rule of Law?" to Martina Kohli. And of course, I congratulate her, but to say what the prize is, it's an internship of 5 months at European Court of Auditors, and it's a paid internship. Thank you very much.
And then the next award to be announced is the Johnson & Johnson Prize for the best thesis on healthcare or consumer-related issues, going to be presented by Mr. Gustavo Marín. Hello, Gustavo. Welcome.
So, good afternoon, everyone. I was here 22 years ago. It's always a pleasure to be back to Bruges and to the College of Europe. Today I'm here representing Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson started an initiative to collaborate with the College of Europe and establish the European Health Parliament, where about 15 of you help us brainstorm on the future of healthcare in Europe. You have presented your great recommendations to stakeholders in Brussels, and I have to say the work the College of Europe students did was very impressive. So the prize this year goes to one of the students of the European Health Parliament that wrote about a very interesting topic about the contribution of vaccines to public health. And the Johnson & Johnson Prize 2019 goes to Maria Giovanna Caruso.
And then we move to the prize for the best thesis on public policies impacting the pharmaceutical sector, awarded by the European Federation of Pharmaceutical Industries and Associations, presented by Mr. Kuhn-Berden.
This is going to be interesting. Thank you very much for welcoming me here today, and also thank you very much for what I really felt you all stand for. It's my first time here at the College of Europe graduation ceremony, but I'm already very happy to say that FPS signed this week a new memorandum of understanding for the next 5 years, so I look forward to coming here many more times. And that's especially true because I think medicines and healthcare sectors face very large and complex challenges today. So I look forward to your and future generations' brainpower and passion to help tackle these complex problems. Let me turn to the Best Thesis Award. It goes to a thesis called Vaccines Work, Past, Present and Future to Contribute to Public Health, understanding the pro-vaccine strategies through the Advocacy Coalition framework. You may have guessed, I need to ask the same person to come forward because she won again. Maria Caruso.
Sorry. Yeah, thanks again. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Mercedes Alvar González, who will present the award from the European People's Party group for the best thesis on the role and contribution of the European Parliament and its political group. I'm particularly appreciative that you're here with us today because obviously these are interesting times in the European Parliament.
Hello. Thank you very much. Hi. Hello. Merci. Merci. Merci beaucoup. Merci, Monsieur le Recteur, Monsieur le Président, tous les professeurs, vous-même. Moi, comme ancienne du collège, je suis très heureuse d'être aujourd'hui ici et de donner ce prix à une étudiante qui, malheureusement, n'est pas avec nous parce qu'elle est anatoline, mais j'espère qu'elle est en train de nous regarder. Alors, notre prix, cette fois, c'est la première fois qu'on le donne, c'est un stage au Parlement européen, au groupe du Parti populaire européen, et c'est une mémoire qu'on a trouvée très, très originale, parce que c'est le rôle du Parlement européen qui maintenant devient de plus en plus important, mais surtout le rôle du Parlement européen dans les social media communication et le focus on the European Parliament Instagram and Facebook communication towards young people. Notre étudiante, elle s'appelle Laurent Castain et j'espère qu'elle nous regarde de Natoline. On l'attend en septembre. Au revoir.
And we move to the European Neighbourhood Policy Award for the best thesis on the European Neighbourhood Policy, presented by my colleague, Professor Sieglinde Stöll. Sieglinde, please.
Thank you very much. So ever since the European Neighbourhood Policy has been created by the European Union, it has been a topic of great interest to many students here at the college to write their thesis on a related topic. And this year we're actually celebrating 10 years of the Eastern Partnership. And the award goes to a topic within this area, Eastern Partnership. The thesis examines the long-standing reservations which Russia has maintained towards the Eastern Partnership and compares it to the EU's narrative about this partnership. As you can imagine, the two narratives are not the same. And it looks into the perceptions of the self and the other, and it analyzes the EU's failure to anticipate Russia's interpretation of the Eastern Partnership. So, the title is Fuel to the Russian Fire, a narrative-based approach to the Eastern Partnership, and it goes to Laura Balke from the Politics Department.
Best congratulations. And we continue with the Fleischmann-Hillard Award. Yes, on the other side. Fleischmann-Hillard for the best thesis on EU energy policy, presented by Monsieur Thibault Jacobs-Bouterin. Thanks for joining us. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Rector, all. Thank you very much. A few years ago, energy and climate were very much of a complex technical discussion that was not really mainstream. Look at the change now. As we speak, I think they just finished, the head of states and governments of the EU sitting in the Council have just finished a discussion about the 2050 target for carbon neutrality. And the young generations take it to the streets and marching to ask for more actions on climate. That's why, because those policies are going to be so instrumental for the next term, but even looking at a longer picture, longer term, this is so important for us. That's why Fleischmann-Hillard has developed a strong expertise in public affairs in the field. And this is why we thought it'd be interesting to develop a partnership with the college to harness your excellence and your knowledge on those matters. On a more personal note, it's very emotional for me to be here because this is the first time this award is presented. It's my grandchild, and 11 years ago to the day, I was myself graduating from the college. The winner is going to be awarded a 10-month experience with us as a full part of the energy and transport team in Fleischmann-Hillard, which is the largest consultancy in Brussels and part of a global network. And I'm pleased to call and join me Jesus Orios Koulianes.
And the next prize is going to be announced by Lee Junius, who was also once an academic assistant here at the college, and who will present the Google Prize for the best thesis on EU competition rules and policy relating to information technology. I see you come with heavy luggage.
Thank you, Rector. Good afternoon, students, ladies and gentlemen. As everybody here, I'm more or less an ancien, and what I wish for you is that one day you will be here in my place giving a prize to brilliant students like you. That's my wish. So I have the honor to represent Google today. We will be giving 2 prizes, and I will come back to that later on. But let me go back why we're here today as Google, and I want to tell you a bit more about the mission that we have as a company. The mission of Google is, as some of you know, is to organize the world's information and to make it useful and accessible for everybody. So it's about learning opportunities, exchanging ideas, giving insights to each other, making sure that your result of the work that you have accomplished this year is shared and seen by everybody around the world. Like I said, we have 2 prizes. The first prize is related to EU competition law and the link with digital. It was heavily debated by my colleagues in the legal department because we got a number of really excellent nominations. And after a long deliberation, we came up with a winner that takes a very holistic approach to competition law and more specifically to merger control, and is looking at other sectors like pharmaceuticals to see what can we learn from the application of EU competition law for digital. So it's my honor to announce an award, which will be a monetary award and not just a tote bag, so there is more than that. To a gentleman called David Perez Dalamo. So well done, David, and I like that we have a bit of a diverse approach here, a lot of women and men here being awarded. So the next prize is a prize that goes to a thesis that is looking more at the economics of digital technologies. And we looked again at the different proposals, and we liked especially one that was looking at the impact of digital technologies on our economies, and does it represent growth, and what is the impact on employment? So I'm very happy to announce the next winner of the award, which is called Philippe van de Kerkhof.
I should have right away announced that Lee had 2 prizes to announce, but she did it splendidly herself, so you spared me one little task. We move then to the IRD German Language Prize, presented by Mrs. Beate Cortes-Toscani. Thank you very much.
As each year since 2008, the Goethe Institute Brussels is delighted to offer the German Language Prize to the best IRD student of the German language class. Don't think it's no science, it's no effort, ask the students. So they Meredith. The language prize consists of 2 weeks intensive course in Vienna, the beautiful city of Vienna, and includes the accommodation and contribution to the travel costs. This year the prize goes to Arthur Gomans.
And we move now to the Jan Olaf Hausotter Memorial Prize, in memory of one of the members of our alumni community for the best thesis on transatlantic affairs, presented by my colleague, Professor Martin Westlake. Please, Martin, thanks for joining us.
President, Rector, Professors, distinguished guests, students, Jan Olaf Hausotter, whom I had the pleasure and the privilege to teach, was an alumnus of the Bertha von Suttner promotion 2002-2003. Jan was also a graduate of the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy at Tufts University, and he was passionate about the importance of transatlantic relations. Jan was a great idealist. In 2010, he was working as political affairs officer for the United Nations Stabilization Mission in Haiti when a massive earthquake struck and took away his life. In his memory, his friends and family have created the Jan Olaf Hausotter Memorial Prize for the best thesis on transatlantic affairs. And it's a pleasure and an honor to welcome here today Jan's father, Dieter, and his sister, Carola, who are sitting here in the audience with us. And I can tell you there was no better symbol of Jan's idealism than seeing his coffin in the little village of Hungen in Hesse, draped in the UN flag. And now it's my great pleasure to announce the first winner of the Jan Olaf Hausotter Memorial Prize for the best thesis on transatlantic affairs. The prize is awarded to the thesis entitled Madam Ambassador, a statistical comparison of female ambassadors across the US, German and EU foreign services. And the author, who you may know of this thesis, is Marta student Laura Shimishian.
This is also a moving testimony and a moving moment, so in memory of a member of our community. We move to the Lexion Verlagsgesellschaft Award for the best thesis on EU state aid, EU public procurement and EU structural funds policy, presented by Mrs. Nelly Stratevia. Thank you for joining us.
I also come with a goodie bag. My name is Nelly Stretieva. I am the head of the editorial department at Lexion Publisher, which is a legal publisher specializing in different areas of European law. We are based in Berlin, and we are happy to cooperate for the second year with the College of Europe to give our award for the best thesis in one of the three topics that are particularly interesting for us, because we publish journals and organize a lot of events in those fields. We are going to be presenting an award for the best thesis in the fields of state aid, public procurement law, or structural funds policy. I want to thank the staff of the faculties of economics and law, the supervisors of the thesis, who have given us a short list of 3 candidates, of which we have been able to choose the recipient of this year's award. The award has 3 parts. The first part is a monetary prize, perhaps going towards a nice holiday, the summer's coming up. The second part is the most coveted award for any state aid specialist, which is a 1-year subscription to the European State Aid Quarterly. And the third part is publication of the thesis in that journal. And the winner is Ludovic Pastor.
The next award is a Meyer-Brown Prize for the best thesis on the impact of EU law on business, presented by the Diletta Di Cicco.
Unfortunately, I don't come with any goodie bags. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a great pleasure for me to be here on behalf of Meyer-Brown and as an alumna of the Chopin promotion. Today, I award the prize to the best thesis analyzing the impact of EU law on businesses with specific regard to competition and privacy field. Meyer-Brown is an international law firm with offices around the world, 28 offices, and various practices, from competition to trade law, regulatory, privacy, and cybersecurity. Thanks to all the students that submitted the thesis, we received many interesting papers, and it was a very tough decision. But the winning thesis this year touches on topics that are at the heart of the political agenda and provides an analytical and practical perspective on the EU strategy on artificial intelligence, algorithms, and automated decision-making. This is not going to be your first prize today. I'm very happy to say that the title of the thesis is "Should we let the algorithms decide? A critical assessment of automated decision-making in the European Union," and the author of the thesis is Eugenia Brandimarte.
We move now on, on va passer au prix des Français de la Richelieu International Europe, association pour la promotion de la francophonie en Flandre, pour les meilleurs étudiants pour chaque cours de langue française présenté par Madame Mickey Piron, Monsieur Edgar Funk. Je vous remercie d'être avec nous.
Monsieur le Président, Monsieur le Recteur, Mesdames et Messieurs les professeurs, chers étudiants, la langue française est une langue de travail pour les institutions européennes et au Collège d'Europe, où il existait déjà des prix pour d'autres langues. Il était donc important de créer un prix de français. Ayant été contacté par Madame Kounet, professeure au Collège d'Europe, le Richelieu International Europe et la PFF, dont leur mission est de promouvoir la langue française à l'échelle internationale, nationale et locale, et d'être au service de la jeunesse par des actions de type social, éducatif et culturel, sont heureux aujourd'hui de remettre ce prix avec leurs félicitations à 4 étudiants. J'appellerai Christina Parandi de la classe du professeur Thierry Hartmann. Guillermo Guardado Ramos de la classe du professeur Anne-Françoise Kounet. Oui. Alors voilà. Alors, Lucine Goyayan de la classe du professeur Dalibor Tomic. Et la dernière, Yang Myung Kim, de la classe du professeur Christian Loos. Donc, je vais répéter le nom, Yang Myung Kim.
Bon, ben, ce sera pour... On remettra plus tard. Oui, bon, on va le remettre plus tard.
D'accord.
Merci peut-être. Il y a eu des fêtes très intenses ces 2 derniers jours, et peut-être quelqu'un s'était endormi. Je vous remercie en tout cas de grands efforts.
Il semble qu'il y a quelqu'un qui a manqué une occasion, disons comme ça. We move to the Rafael Sanchez Rodriguez Memorial Prize for the best thesis in the law department, presented by Mr. Charles de Gacha.
Thank you, Rector. Thank you, Rector Monar. The prize for the best thesis in the law department is one of the oldest prizes awarded here today. It was established 16 years ago by a group of friends in memory of a brilliant young Basque lawyer from the Tocqueville promotion of 1997. What we honor with this prize is not only Rafa's dedication to scholarship and the practice of law, but also his deep devotion to family and friends. It is this critical balance that we urge you to strive to maintain as you proceed in the years ahead. And therefore it gives me great pleasure now to award the 16th Rafael Sanz Rodriguez Memorial Prize for the best thesis in the law department to Victor Davio.
Next award is the Sergio Lopez Perona Memorial Prize for the best thesis on the EU's relations with the Middle East, presented by Mr. Jonas Oetken. Welcome.
Manuel Marín, Marcos Aurelio's promotion, nos salutat. What a fantastic opportunity to speak to you at this event, in this marvelous location, and before you set off in whatever direction, right? It's slightly more glamorous than Divers Room E, where we had our graduation ceremony. I'm sure this past year, and you said that, you all experienced an atmosphere of incredible openness, kindness, interest and curiosity for each other in a highly concentrated form. I can say we surely did. And unfortunately, Sergio, one of our most popular Aurelians, as we called us, and in a way an impersonation of all these attributes, he had to leave us far too early soon after college. So what should we do? Mourning and sorrow? Nah. We thought Sergio, with his attitude of life, he wouldn't approve. We should rather celebrate. We should celebrate these values. So we came up with this prize 5 years ago. In his memory, we should celebrate. Celebrate actually our promotion, I have to say, when we gather each year for a fundraising event and to be in touch with each other. And basically also count little Aurelians right now. In fact, we just had our 10th anniversary, and as you said, it doesn't stop today, it just begins. It was a blast. We should celebrate with all of you, because this is an important step for you and for all the friends and relationships that you have made for life now. And in a second, we all here, we should celebrate the winner of the best thesis for the Middle East, for which Sergio had a passion for the Middle East. The Sergio Lopez Perona Memorial Prize goes to the author of the thesis, EU Foreign Policy Identity, a case study of the EU's engagement of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Please keep it up for Lea Mikoklasli Golikani.
The next award is a Sir Julian Priestley Memorial Award for the best thesis on European policies and strategies in European institutions, presented by Mr. Jean Schroens.
Dear students, dear professors, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, c'est pour la deuxième fois que j'ai le plaisir et l'honneur de remettre les deux prix Julian Priestley à cette occasion-ci. Julian Priestley, c'était un Européen convaincu à 100% dès son premier âge, et il a consacré toute sa vie à la cause européenne, et sa carrière était marquée vraiment par sa volonté de faire, par sa vision européenne positive, très positive et constructive. Et c'est pour ça que je voudrais profiter de cette occasion de vous transmettre un message qu'il vous aurait certainement passé s'il était encore parmi nous. En ce moment, les partis politiques classiques sont en perte de vitesse dans la plupart des pays membres. Les élections récentes dans plusieurs pays de l'Union européenne l'ont bien démontré, et dans la plupart des cas, ce sont des partis nationalistes, populistes, séparatistes, extrémistes, etc., qui gagnent du terrain. Des partis qui n'offrent aucune solution valable à long terme et qui pratiquement tous sont anti-européens. Les dernières élections européennes ont également confirmé cette tendance. Beaucoup de gens sont maintenant horrifiés par cette évolution et crient en quelque sorte à la panique, mais ce n'est ni la solution ni la bonne attitude à prendre face à cette évolution. Au contraire, au lieu de pleurnicher, de se plaindre ou d'imputer des fautes à gauche et à droite, il est bien plus intelligent, plus constructif et sans doute plus efficace de se demander quelles sont les vraies raisons pour ces changements et pour ce mécontentement des électeurs, des citoyens. Il est indispensable de faire cette analyse et d'en tirer les conclusions. Ensuite, il faudra retrousser les manches pour faire mieux, pour faire face aux défis actuels et futurs et essayer de récupérer ces voies perdues. C'est très important parce que l'Europe, c'est notre futur, c'est notre sécurité, c'est notre prospérité et nous devons tous y contribuer. Chacun doit faire un maximum pour faire comprendre aux gens qu'à l'heure actuelle, aucun des pays de l'Union européenne n'est capable de se maintenir seul sur le plan international. Favorisons tous une Europe qui s'occupe en priorité des thèmes essentiels et non seulement des détails. Donc il faut garder la sérénité et travailler pour. Et c'est vous, chères étudiantes, chers étudiants, qui avez vraiment l'énergie, l'intelligence et le pouvoir de le faire pour garantir votre futur, assurer le nôtre. Voilà, c'est ça que je voulais vous transmettre. Et maintenant, je viens aux deux prix. Donc, pour le premier prix, j'appelle Madame Irina Fala pour sa thèse. Je voudrais encore rappeler que chacun des prix est accompagné d'une dotation de 2 000 €. Donc, n'oubliez pas de réclamer votre gain au Collège d'Europe. Le deuxième prix, c'est pour Madame Cristina Katami.
Et puis, je pense que chacun ici dans son lieu sait qu'on a une bonne coopération avec la ville de Strasbourg qui chaque année accueille aussi nos étudiants pour un voyage d'études et la ville de Strasbourg a créé un prix pour la meilleure mémoire sur le Parlement européen. Ces mémoires sont présentées par M. Guillaume Delmotte, venant de Strasbourg.
Je suis moi-même venu avec une hotte pleine de cadeaux parce que Strasbourg n'est pas seulement capitale européenne, elle est aussi capitale de Noël. Monsieur le Président, Monsieur Mendes de Vigo, Monsieur le Recteur, Monsieur Monard, Mesdames et Messieurs les professeurs du Collège d'Europe, chères étudiantes et étudiants de la promotion Manuel Marín, je voudrais d'abord remercier évidemment le recteur du Collège d'Europe de nous avoir invités ici. Il est rare pour un fonctionnaire comme moi de lire un discours qu'il a lui-même préparé. En général, c'est un privilège dévolu aux élus. Et je dois donc excuser le maire de Strasbourg, Roland Ries, qui n'a pu être parmi nous aujourd'hui. Il était présent l'année dernière lors de la remise, pour la première fois, du prix de la ville de Strasbourg. Je voudrais aussi saluer Olivier Costa, directeur du département d'études politiques et de gouvernance européenne du Collège d'Europe, qui a beaucoup contribué et qui a œuvré à la bonne coopération entre la ville de Strasbourg et le Collège d'Europe de Bruges. Ces deux entités, vous pouvez l'applaudir, la ville de Strasbourg et le Collège d'Europe de Bruges ont signé une convention le 1er février 2018, convention par laquelle la ville s'est engagée, vous l'avez souligné, à soutenir le voyage d'études annuel à Strasbourg des étudiants du département d'études politiques, mais aussi à créer un prix de la ville de Strasbourg, consacré au thème du Parlement européen. Il n'aura échappé à personne que ce thème est évidemment lié au fait que Strasbourg est le siège du Parlement européen, même s'il existe une petite querelle à ce sujet et sur laquelle je ne reviendrai pas aujourd'hui. En tout état de cause, la ville de Strasbourg est très heureuse de pouvoir contribuer à soutenir la recherche académique sur ce qu'il convient d'appeler les questions européennes, et en particulier sur la question du Parlement européen. Cette année, il y a un mémoire qui a particulièrement retenu notre attention. Vous le savez, historiquement, le consentement à l'impôt est lié au principe de souveraineté démocratique. Et pour une communauté politique, l'adoption du budget est sans doute le principal acte politique, budget à la fois en dépenses et en recettes. À cet égard, le traité de Lisbonne, comme vous le savez, n'est certainement pas un aboutissement final pour ce qui concerne cette expression de la souveraineté démocratique. Le thème du sujet, le sujet du mémoire qui a été primé cette année est, je vais vous le dire en entier parce que le titre est assez long et technique, la fin de l'adolescence budgétaire au Parlement européen, entre bases légales et pratiques institutionnelles, les stratégies de négociation budgétaire depuis Lisbonne. Et l'heureux lauréat du prix de la ville de Strasbourg cette année est M. Marcel Muraille.
Un grand merci d'être venu, c'est quand même un voyage. The next award is a Transparency International EU Prize for the best thesis on the European Union's role in anti-corruption efforts, transparency, integrity and accountability of the EU's institutions, presented by Mr. Leo Hoffmann-Axthelm. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Rector Mona. Evidently, I'm also an alumnus of the college, and we have our reunion tomorrow, the 5-year reunion in this case. So I'm very happy to be here and to spend the entire weekend here in case you find some older people who are as drunk as you might be in the various celebrations, then never mind us. I'm here to represent Transparency International. For those of you who don't know the NGO, We have national chapters in a bit more than 100 countries across the world, and I work with the EU office in Brussels. We work on anti-corruption, integrity, transparency, also money laundering, organized crime, and of course revolving door, lobby transparency, all these things that allow state capture by private interests or that allow individuals with power to abuse it and to enrich themselves. We work together with the EU institutions to stand up to disinformation campaigns, to the attacks on the rule of law in places such as Hungary or in Poland, but also to attempts to decriminalize corruption in Romania or to enrich oneself when leading the country, such in the case of the Czech Republic. For these challenges, obviously, we need very bright young individuals, and so my role here every year is to remind graduates that, of course, there's lots of opportunities out there, not just in the public sector, not just in the private sector, but also working with civil society, with committed NGOs in order to advance the public good. This year, in particular, there has been many theses on these topics. Also, I hope through the work of the transparency group at the college, these issues have really attracted a lot more attention than in recent years, and so it was quite difficult to choose from the various excellent theses. And in the winner will also win a participation in a boot camp, a training camp, 1 week in Lithuania, where anti-corruption professionals from across the world will gather to exchange best practices. And the winning student who will get this prize is Mr. Vincent Pieksa.
We move to the Thesis Award for the best thesis on EU enlargement policies, presented by Mr. Fatin Rezat Dorokan. Yes.
Bonjour, Monsieur le Recteur Monard, Directeur d'études, professeurs, chers étudiants du Collège d'Europe, Mesdames et Messieurs, chers invités. It's a real pleasure to be here today and celebrating your achievement, and also I am honored to present to set our best thesis on the EU enlargement policy. Recently, we have experienced parliamentary election under the influence of growing populist language. But on the other side, we have never forgotten European values. As society is the make-up the civilization of the 21st century, we must avoid falling into a period of darkness that has been dominated by protectionist and ultranationalist policies since the First World War. It's a good time to remember that the EU enlargement policy is not only about the transformation of the accession countries, it is about the future of Europe as a rule-setting global actor, and also about a future for Europe that is sustainable with all its dimensions. We in Thesis have full confidence in the EU values of solidarity, democracy, and freedom. We believe that both European citizens and the world need Europe to be a larger and better organized space of democracy, law, economy, and security. The EU as a stronger global actor guarantees as well better process toward meeting in the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. In order to promote values and principles, smart, ambitious, and visionary policy must be formulated by a multi-stakeholder approach, which has not been implemented in recent years. For that, the final architectural foundation shall be laid. The EU can only fulfill its responsibility as a leading global actor by meeting the expectation of European citizens and influencing global development as an innovative center of peace and stability. With this vision, we are happy to announce that this year Thesis Awards goes to Monsieur Dionysis Poukamissas.
The next prize is the United Nations University quiz prize for the best thesis on the EU and global governance, presented by Professor Marlene Hosley from the United Nations Center for Regional Integration Studies and a cooperation partner of the college. Thank you.
What an incredibly festive moment. Rector, President, ladies and gentlemen, dear students. At the United Nations University, the Institute of Comparative Regional Integration Studies, located here in beautiful Bruges, we focus on regional integration and global governance and the interaction between these two levels. We have a program on the role of regions in global governance, the United Nations and regional public goods, and changing patterns of regional and global governance. Our prize consists in either a 3-month internship at the Institute, for those who like to stay on in Bruges, or a monthly, or actually with a monthly stipend, or a monetary prize of €1,000. We have chosen this year a thesis that we think fits very, very well with our substantive focus. It looks at possibilities for the European Union to engage in what is called concert diplomacy in areas of crisis management and conflict prevention. This strategy could be very helpful now that there is a resurgence of minilateral frameworks on the global level, of cooperation outside traditional institutional fora, and there is a belief that these kind of patterns could maybe revive the multilateral system and help foster again the multilateral management of crisis situations. The thesis that we have chosen for this year is entitled Revival: The Comeback of Concert Diplomacy in Crisis Management and the Role of the European Union. And this prize goes to Filippo Lancate.
We move to the Linklaters Prize for the best thesis on economic analysis of European law, presented by Mr. Nick Vestikarakis. Thanks very much for joining us. You also come with some...
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm very honored to be here. It's been more than 20 years since I graduated from the Raman Yule promotion with some fellow students which are quite famous by now, like Alexander Stubb or Valerie Plame or Nick Benasevich. I'm here on behalf of Linklaters, leading a Magic Circle law firm that values its ties to the College of Europe and Europe in general. Now, on behalf of Linklaters, the prize for best paper for economic analysis of EU law goes to Pablo Artero Lines. So Pablo, you take a picture? Okay. I just wanted to add that Pablo touched on one of the hottest topics in European merger control law, which is the innovation theory of harm, focusing on the very controversial and interesting Dow Dupont case. And Pablo emphasized the complexity surrounding this theory of harm and the need for some clear principles. So we are more than happy to, we look forward to working with you, Pablo, when you join us.
The next prize is a Jacques Delors Prize for the best thesis on a subject relating to the European project, which is given by the Jacques Delors Institute. And you will also know that Jacques Delors was president of the Administrative Council, one of the predecessors of Mr. Mendes de Vigo. So welcome, Monsieur Vinois. Hello. Merci.
Bonjour à tous et à toutes. Merci beaucoup pour l'invitation. Je suis le conseiller pour l'énergie de l'Institut Jacques Delors. Je n'ai pas évidemment besoin de présenter Jacques Delors, qui vit toujours et qui est toujours extrêmement actif avec l'Institut Jacques Delors, qui est maintenant à Paris, à Berlin et à Bruxelles, qui est un think tank européen, qui vient d'ailleurs de créer un centre pour l'énergie. Et vous allez me voir venir. Indeed, we have received a number of projects which were dealing with the main ideas of Jacques Delors, and we have selected, without surprise, something which is dealing with the energy union. And you know that Jacques Delors has, particularly in 2010, after the gas crisis with Russia and Ukraine, insisted on going from the energy community to the energy union, and the energy union has been promoted by the European Commission. And you know that we are still dealing with gas and pipelines, and we are still struggling with trying to convince the member states to have a common voice when speaking to Russia. But this is a very difficult task. And somebody cracked this issue on legal terms, and this lady is absolutely right in defending the external competence of the European Union to discuss energy matters with Russia or other energy suppliers of the European Union. And I am very pleased to call here Crisanti Tramuntana. The title of the thesis is "The EU as an International Actor in the Energy Scene, a Shift of Competence for a Union Speaking with One Voice." And the prize is the doors of the Jacques Delors Institute are open to you for various things. We will speak about it.
Each year, when we are getting slowly to the end of the awards, I have one very special honor myself, because it's the only occasion in the year where I can speak on behalf of the presidency of the Italian Council of Ministers. So this solemn moment has arrived, and I have the honor to announce the winners of the prize of the Dipartimento de Politiche Europee of the Presidenza del Consiglio dei Ministri for the 5 best Italian students. So I will call you all up together, because it's a prize which is equally distributed. It consists each of €1,000, I announced this already. So Elena Maria Bertolini. Eugenia Brandimarte. Giovanni Manzoni. Giuliana D'Andrea. And Claudia Doldo. Would you please come forward? I will just hand you over the envelopes, or the president will do this on this occasion. Then So this was already the end of my moment of official glory, and we moved to a limited number of prizes where the prize givers could unfortunately today not be present to hand over, so I have delegated the task to me. The next prize is the European Center for Development Policy Management, correct, Isabel? Sorry, Siglinde, for the best thesis on new directions in relations with Africa. And the prize winner is Catherine Pai, the United Kingdom. I would just like to announce what the prize consists of. It's a 4-month paid internship in the ECTPM office in Brussels, starting for the end of September, based on the Belgian government provisions for professional stages for recent graduates. I read out the text which has been communicated to me. I cannot say more on the basis on which the prize was discerned, but it's certainly very well merited, and they will inform you why you won it. But they couldn't be present today. All the best. We take a photo. Here is a formal envelope to hand over. Thank you. I have also myself the honor to announce the European Economic and Social Committee Award for the best thesis on the role of the actors of the civil society in the European decision-making process. And the winner of this prize, which consists of a paid internship of 5 months with a monthly allowance of 1,200 euro, so I'm reading out everything, goes to Margot Cognard. Congratulations. Nice prize. Thank you. Thank you very much. In the middle, after all, you are an important person. Congratulations again. And the envelope, yes. So, and now we come to the final prize, the Union for the Mediterranean Award for the best thesis on Euro-Mediterranean relations, which, consisting of a paid internship, 3 to 6 months, at the UFM Secretariat in Barcelona. The prize goes to Elsa Zeferian. As this is in Barcelona, I leave it to the president and over. It's in Barcelona. Congratulations. Congratulations again. So, and now if you allow me, I will take a seat for a few minutes and hand over to Angela O'Neill.
Congratulations to the winners. I would now like to hand over to our students who are going to, first of all, we have Brendan Rooney, who is going to read a poem about Flanders Fields, which was a trip that all the students went on at the very beginning of the academic year. And this will be followed by our two student representatives, Manuel and Momin, who've been working very hard to give you an impression of their year at the college and some thoughts that they've been having about Europe and the world. Thank you.
I would really like to express my gratitude and appreciation for the opportunity to share this poem today. I have found that personally I am much better at writing words down than speaking them aloud, but I wrote this poem inspired by our trip to the World War I battlefields in Flanders at the start of our year here. This poem is to remind us that the College of Europe is much more than just an academic institution for learning and knowledge. It was established in the aftermath of a warring and destroyed continent to help bring the peoples of Europe closer together. Dead fields grew again. In debate, created, so safe and spacious, where one need not should, alcove in the woods, a hidden oasis. But blind watching prevented from ever leaving contented. Deaf listening detected, nothing coming, protected. But bodies of the dead once littered here. Grim interlopers now intrude there, honouring those that then served purpose, proclaiming their fate gone and worthless. The circles of past and present intertwine, squared between complex lines as they begin to reoccur, but never quite again align. A story already shaped must continue. As flags still march the distance, colours flapping through the air, sombre fluttering, matched only by golden fanfare. With every fallen prayer, always more followed, beware. For on scarlet-drenched earth stand white stone mounds at attention. Committed to the fallacy, waging war to end war. Spied across front lines, emerge heroes leaping from their stations. As he who dares wins, rising above even that of nations. Brief, daring charge, cut short, a field of unfinished narrations. Standing shoulder to shoulder, wading through the crimson fields of death, alone I stray now in flowered meadows, the gift of life fixed upon my breath. Thank you.
Dear President Mendes de Vigo, dear Rector, dear Directors of Studies, dear Professors, dear alumni, guests, and prize givers, dear marineros, dear marineras. Dear friends, it is an honor to stand in front of you today, and we are delighted to have the chance to address a few words to you in the name of the College of Europe Manuel Marín promotion. As we have been all sitting here for quite a while now, listening to the great achievements of the past 10 months, Momin and I thought that we would provide you with some information that will be helpful for all of you, especially for those coming from the outside. For the reception, you will soon find yourself wandering around the Vervestdijk campus, which is the one that most of us consider far away, and might ask yourself how to handle so many people and especially the so-called future of Europe all at once. So, but fear no more, we have it covered. We will now give you a brief introductory course on the College of Europe's do's and don'ts. As a first step, we will show you how we differentiate students by departments. So, we have the rule that if you walk up to someone who looks completely unfamiliar, it is probably a law student. This because they have been hiding away in the library for most of the time. But they are also the ones who are most likely to already have a job waiting for them at this very moment. If you run into a person that tells you about this amazing conference they went to, and if they cannot stop talking about the European elections, it's a politics student. If the person in front of you seems to be an adventurous person, chances are that you're speaking to an eco student. These guys go on their study trip just before exams. Now, if the person in front of you looks rather relaxed and like a fun person to hang out with, it is probably a Mathe student. Because let's be honest, they have taken over the title of Club Med. It's not the IRD students anymore, because we even have the current diplomat in training right now. In a second step, we will now show you how to small talk like a college student. For this, Momen will assist me.
Hello.
Hi. Did you go to the college?
Yes, I did. What about you?
I did as well. What promotion did you go to?
Oh, I was first promotion, last year's promotion. And you?
Manuel Marín.
Which department?
IRD. What about you?
Club Med. I was in Pearl.
Oh, come on.
By the way, who won the boat race in your promotion?
The boat race? Oh, the Zach. What residence did you go to?
I live in Gudenhand. They call it the best residence, I think.
Oh, please. That's debatable. I also hear that the Hendrik Brugmans Football Cup today, like this year, went to the Marineros.
True.
Congratulations again.
And let me know, what are you doing after the college?
Wait, there is a life after the college? Thank you. Now, for the people who are maybe not college alumni or have not been here during these 10 months, the next lesson is on how to make everyone feel like you have also secretly lived here. Because there are certain things that you can do. The first thing is to complain about the repas froid. Please note here, however, that there is a minuscule number of students who would disagree. You can count them on one hand, probably. What you can also do is tell people that you are so exhausted because you've been spending too much time at the cave. The cave is a place, well, it's a name we gave to a Flemish bar, but since nobody can pronounce it, we're calling it cave now. Also, if you use that one, note that you might be considered to have quite solid drinking skills, so be careful if you don't. What you can also do, and a safe bet in Belgium, is complain about the weather. This one always works. Another thing you can do is tell someone that you cannot believe how much potatoes a Belgian person eats. Another thing you can do is complain about the tourists that are walking outside like headless chickens. Or go to a bar and order the famous Bruges sot. Finally, we also have a few recommendations of what not to do when you're at the college. And they can also be handy for a few people who went to the college these 10 months. So the first thing, when you're writing an email, do not reply to all. Unless, of course, you have to announce the end of the world to the whole world. What you should also not do is write politically incorrect things in a WhatsApp group chat. Unless it is your attempt at getting an internship with a company involved in professional hacking, because nobody can use their phones for the rest of the day. Finally, do not skip the queue at the canteen, unless you can handle all the angry glares of the people, or unless you're an academic assistant, or someone from the college administration who happens to have a very important meeting after lunch. So, as you have probably seen now, being part of the College of Europe, next to the academic part, of course, entails a lot of social interactions and activities. Living, eating, studying, and spending our leisure time together for 10 months has made us know each other very well. We have grown together on study trips, organizing national weeks, suffering through deadlines, and supporting each other when reality hit. And this has forged bonds between us that will undoubtedly go far beyond this closing ceremony and the last days at the college. So let's make more of this promotion than having the same line in our CVs. Let's remember how we are all better off when we help each other, how everyone is unique in their own way and can bring other things to the community table. Let's cherish everyone's individuality and build our futures with a sense of community, as also the rector pointed out in the speech in the beginning. Let's be understanding, grateful, patient, and let's have trust. But let's also be curious and strive for more. All of this would have not been possible without the help of the college academic and administrative staff. And while we are incredibly grateful to all the people inside the college bubble, we would also like to extend our thank you to all of the people, the relatives and friends who have supported us through these intense 10 months. None of us would be here without you. Thank you. Over to you.
Good afternoon. For my part, I am very delighted to be able to stand here today and to deliver a message that I think it is important for us as a student in our career moving forward. When I was told that I will be speaking at the closing ceremony, I wanted to try to step away from Bruges, Brussels bubble, and I wanted to deliver a decentralized message which would be optimistic and hopeful. However, this hope was not really easy to create. A lot of bad things are happening in our world, in our world countries. Negative numbers and incidents are going crazy. We live in a world that is full of rising populism, democracy deficits, increasing violation of human rights, increasing poverty, increasing terrorism and nuclear arms. In 2017, 2 years ago, at a global level, 5.5 million children died before their 5th birthday. That means that around 15,000 children died every day. When I say this, it seems that the world is actually getting worse. But is it? Actually, I believe it is not. Because everything I have just mentioned, I mentioned it in a way that it would look dramatic. I manipulated with the data and the information in order to make it look it is going so bad. I've taken one single perspective and I looked at one single number. Without seeing the bigger picture. And this is a major problem of our world. What I have said seemed dramatic enough to be believed. And I would say that many people who are sitting here were shocked by the fact what I've said. While in fact, it is totally the opposite. Most of these numbers are improving year by year based on UN official statistics and other organizations and think tanks research. And I'm going to show you an example. According to official numbers, when we think of almost 6 million children dying every day before their 5th birthday, we've only looked at this one number, but we forgot to look about what happened before. In the year of 1990, this number was 13 million children. So this number continued to decrease decade by decade and year by year. But we only looked at this one negative number. And this is a big problem. We thought that it was so bad, while actually it is much better. We did not notice the improvements that we have made, that both developed and both developing countries made, that both rich and poor countries have made together. This applies in many problems of the world. In 1970, 75% of the world were still living in extreme poverty. But today, those living in extreme poverty count less than 10%. The gender gap in the primary and secondary schools is nearly closed. And currently, more women hold government seats than ever before. And this number is improving year by year. People might be surprised by the fact that non-Western countries have female ministers, female ambassadors, or females holding government seats. I personally was approached regarding this. Yet this is part of the problem. The fact that we do not really seek to understand the bigger picture in places that are out of reach, in places that are not mine or ours. We do not know the reality of those countries. And even worse, we receive and get all those negative headlines every day to prevent us even further from seeing the good, positive picture of our world in our countries. The media is a major player in this. We see a headline or one number, and we completely drift away to just analyze the situation. Based on this one number, many of us, including me, fail to compare with other numbers, other periods, or just to seek to understand the reality of what's happening there, whether positive or negative. And in most cases, it will be positive because this world has improved. It is important for us, no matter what nationality we're holding, or no matter what place do we come from, to step away from our concentrated zone and to really seek to understand, criticize, and grace the realities of other countries. Of course, there are many aspects that the world together needs to work on. But this should not simply prevent us from looking at the bigger picture and gracing the improvements which have been made. The college has helped us in this way. With over 50 nationalities, we've come together and we've learned a lot about each other in such a short period of time. We've got to know details that would have not been possible without the college and without each day of the college. Without our presence here, this would have not been possible. And despite all the negative sides to our world and our countries, there are things that are bad, but in most cases, these things are much better than there used to be. We shall not extensively count on the current systems, but we shall count on us, on our generation, and in our vision to the future which we want to shape. A future that does not only evolve about the negative things that we see or we experience, but more about gracing the positive things that we already had and to build on it. Lastly, we shall count and believe in our great Manuel Marín promotion. A promotion that arrived here as individuals, but surely we are living as a true big family. For that, I would like to thank you all very much for your attention. Very appreciated. Thank you very much. For now, I would like to hand it over for the Phoenix Team Cafe for a short announcement.
On behalf of the Phoenix Cafe of the Manuel Marín promotion, I'm very happy to announce the beneficiaries of the money that we have raised with the cafe this year. We have decided on two different projects. One is a war veterans cafe in the Donetsk region in the east of Ukraine. It's called Bruges, and we have decided to donate 800 euros in kind to this initiative that supports war veterans in eastern Ukraine. For those who do not know what the Phoenix is, the Phoenix Cafe is a cafe that is run by our students, roughly 10 volunteers, and we open every week and sold freshly brewed coffee and homemade cakes. So we have benefited a lot from the college administration which allowed us to do this, and also you, the students, who have made this possible to raise 1,800 euros in total throughout the year. And the second initiative that we would like to support is a local initiative. It's called Collegeofeurope Vlaanderen, and it's a foster parent association here in Bruges. And we have this check that we would like to hand over to Hilde. Thank you very much to you, the students, who have made this possible.
I will thank all the students for drinking so many coffees last year. I will also thank the initiators of the Phoenix Cafe for the donation to the foster parent organization of East Flanders. This donation is even a recognition for our engagement as a host family and also for the whole host family project of the college. Thank you very much.
I would like to express the thanks of the rector and all staff members of the college to our student representatives of this year who have played an important and very constructive role. I think I can also speak on behalf of Thierry Monforti of the Academic Office and the Student Affairs Office that your role has been vital in providing us with additional ideas and also in order to attract us to our attention to issues of concern to the students, and we have always tried to respond. Thanks very much. You have played a very important role. Thank you. I think I hand over. Thanks a lot. Well, within the presence here, in particular of our student representatives, there's one final word which remains for me to be said. I say it with always feeling with it with emotion and also feeling honored to be able to say it. I declare the academic year 2018-19, year of the Manuel Marín promotion, as closed. Will you announce the choirs?
So we end our celebrations today again with a student initiative. We have our student choir who are now going to sing two pieces for us. The first piece is called For Good, from the music Wicked. And the second piece is a piece we all know and love, which is the Ode to Joy. I hand over to our student choir.
unwestliche Grundestelle.